In the last tutorial, I showed you how you could compare your button on file size and estimated download time. We've just done this for one button and that will be absolutely fine. You don't need to do it for all three of your buttons unless they're radically different to each other. I think all of you have made buttons that look very similar to each other, so do it for one and I'll be happy with that. On this document you can see that we've got the file size filled in and the download time, and further down I've got my screenshots, so just check you're at that same stage as me before you watch this tutorial. And if you've done that, that should mean in a folder somewhere in your work area you've got the exported buttons to compare. You've got the GIF, the JPEG and the PNG. Okay, now it's actually recorded or saved in here HTML files for each of those ones that I've exported, and it looks like it's got original and hover states for all of them, which has surprised me a bit because I didn't think JPEGs did that. So we'll see what's happening with that when we actually put them on the web page. But all of my button file types are there. I've got 3 different types of graphic for one button. So I'm going to go to my webplus website, and on the index page that's where I've already put all my graphics, and that's got me the C grade at least on this section of the unit. But on a different page I'm actually just going to compare my buttons. So I've got some headings in here. I use the text tool to add the headings. I've got one for GIF, one for JPEG and one for PNG. And I'm going to put in those 3 different graphics. It'll be the same button 3 times, but as the 3 different file types. So let's do that now. So let's put the GIF in. So insert, web object, draw plus, rollover, because that's how we did it before when we just had it as a PNG. So this is the GIF. So let's draw this one in and see what it looks like. So again, it's got that funny thing where it puts the file path in. It's actually finding that HTML file, and when we preview the page it will put the rollover button in. Let's do the JPEG now. Insert, web object, draw plus rollover. That's in JPEG. Put it underneath. Roughly the same size. And PNG. Insert, web object, draw plus rollover. That's in PNG. Okay, so there we go. I've got my 3 buttons. It's the same button but in 3 different file types. Let's have a look at that page. I'm going to allow block content. Yes. Okay, so you can see that the GIF in mine is working. I put my mouse over it, it's doing the rollover. And I don't know if you can make out, but the edge of it is really pixelated or rough. So I'm not very happy with that one. It doesn't look like a smooth edged graphic like I want. The JPEG is doing the rollover, which is brilliant. But I've got that white background. Now if I had a white background to my site that wouldn't matter. But on my site with the blue it does matter. So that isn't ideal, but the image is really nice quality. The PNG at the bottom has got the transparency, it's got the background and it's got the smooth edge, and it's doing the rollover. So that is the best one in my opinion. I'm going to take a screenshot of that and add it to my document at the end. I'm going to put quality, I can spell, of graphics on the web page and add that screenshot in. And then what would be really good is if you added some comments to explain what your graphics have come out like. Now mine, I've already told you my comments and I'm not going to show you now how I write them on this document. Obviously I'd need to spend some time tidying all of this up. I'll move the heading down for now to be on the same page. But it'd be really good if you added some comments, or I suppose we could just put them in that table, which is where they ought to go, so I can explain that this one had rough edges, that this one had white background, and that this one very good quality. Now really it would be nice to have a bit more detail in there than I've just put very quickly. The more explanation you can give of what the graphics come out like, the better. And then you need to make a comment at the end of this document as to which one you've chosen and why. So as I said, I would choose the PNG. It's got a reasonable small file size, it's not the smallest. It's got a fast download time, but it's very, very good quality. So I'd want you in your last final comments to explain all of those things. I hope that makes sense. That's for the button. It's quite a bit of work there, and you need to do the same thing for the banner as well. So Watch the tutorial again if you just want to go through it again, but have a go at that to get a high mark on this section of the unit.